Hi guys, my name is Josie Barton and I did a summer internship in London back in 2018, and I'm here just to sort of tell you about my journey since doing that internship and what that internship did for me. So whether you're on the fence, you're not sure whether you want to do one or not, or you're doing one and you're really excited about it, I hope that this story sort of helps you and shows you what's possible. So back in late 2017, early 2018, I knew that I really wanted to study abroad in London, but my academic program wouldn't allow it because I was only allowed to study speaking my target language of Spanish. So I was very disappointed but thought, what else can I do? And the opportunity to have an internship just seemed too good to pass up. So I ended up being the summer intern at Revlon in London. I was on the Elizabeth Arden brand team doing designer fragrances. So I mostly worked with Juicy Couture, but we had a lot of other fragrances you might know, like Britney Spears, Kate Spade, Shawn Mendes. There were a lot of other exciting projects. If you know We Juicy Couture, O-U-I, Juicy Couture, that fragrance, that's the one that I worked on, and it was an absolutely incredible experience. And looking back, I am so glad that I worked instead of just studying abroad. I know a lot of people that got to study abroad there, and of course I was jealous because that's where I wanted to be, but they spent a semester there, maybe even a year, but they were in their study abroad bubble, and they left with abroad friends but not many other connections in the city. And for me, I think that I might want to move to London one day. I think I might want to work there full time. So I left London with an incredible professional resume. So I'm still in contact with the people I worked with and worked for. They've helped me meet other people. They helped me kind of learn more about the beauty industry, and it was an incredible experience. In talking day to day, oh gosh, it was absolutely wonderful. I walked from Chapter, where I was living. I walked about a half hour through these beautiful neighborhoods up to right at Mornington Crescent on the Northern Line, and it was a beautiful building that Revlon shared with ASOS. Every day I got to do something fun and interesting. I got to have a real impact, whether that be working with retailers. I made a retailer head office gift that got distributed to everyone. It was my idea and I made it. I got to make the training booklet for all Juicy Couture employees in the UK. It was a really amazing experience. Not only did I make professional connections, but also personal ones. Some of the women I worked with are going to be my friends for a very long time. So the next summer I ended up working for the Walgreens Boots Alliance in New York City. So Walgreens is US, Boots is UK, and it was the number 7 brand position. So number 7 is the biggest beauty brand in the UK. While I wanted to work in London, the visa process, as I'm sure you're learning or you will find out, it's a long process, it's kind of difficult, it's expensive, so I decided to work in New York City instead. And this is where I really started to see, the personal experience that I had at Revlon was incredible. I knew my resume was strong, but when I started getting so many second round interviews, so many people were impressed by my work experience, that's when I realized what a big impact that internship had on my life. So number 7 is, as I said, a brand in the UK. Them seeing that I had worked with people in the UK before, I knew the brand number 7, I knew what Boots was. Many people in the US don't know what it is. That was a really big plus for me. And I think the opportunity to work abroad shows a lot of different examples that you can pull in any interview. You've adapted, you've worked cross-culturally, you've been put into an uncomfortable position, you had to communicate with people that might not speak your main language, or even if they're speaking English, I can attest firsthand, working in England, sometimes they say things and you think you understand what they mean, but you don't. So showing that you were able to communicate and resolve conflict cross-culturally is huge. So after that summer, I went back to school at Tulane for my senior year and began the recruiting process for actual jobs, which was incredibly stressful, but I was very fortunate to have a really strong resume going into it. So whereas Revlon had been 1 video interview, WBA had been 2 phone interviews, I ended up receiving an offer from Visa after 2 phone interviews, 5 in-person interviews, and 3 networking events. So it was a very long process, but I have to be honest, it's my absolute dream job. I'm moving out to San Francisco to work in their graduate development program, and I can't help to think back to my summer in London and what a huge impact that had. It was the first stepping stone to my resume that I have today, and people were so impressed that I even had an internship the summer before my junior year of college. So I cannot stress enough how much this internship that I had in London set me up for my future success. And now I'm so excited to really have the job that I've always wanted. One day I might get to move back to London with it, and I'm so lucky that I came across the summer internship and I pursued it. A few of the other people in my program that summer I'm still really close with, and I regard them as some of my best friends. So overall it was an incredible experience, and I would recommend it to anyone.